Hello and welcome back to episode 13 on the Hydrella SMP. Last time we made this panda enclosure and this zoo gate. This time, I think we're gonna start off with a gift shop. All zoos need a gift shop, right? I started off by clearing this area out behind us and lining it in the shape that I kind of want for it. So, without further interruptions, let's get into the time lapse. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to get right into making the interior, and I'll do a little shake here, and then it should be done. Just like magic, it is done. I'll take you for a tour now. So on this side here, I have all the outfits that anybody could use. I'll end up putting some stock in these later for people to buy. Also, can't forget the umbrella in case it rains in the zoo. And cat themed, of course. Isn't it cute? Over here we have some cute mushroom lamps and then some plushies on the bottom. Love the squeaky noise they make. With the mob scarecrows mod, they actually have a purpose. You just press shift on them to see what they do. Some of them scare away mobs. Over here we have kind of like a payment area and an ATM in case people need. They can use the under chest to get their emeralds or diamonds and ring this bell to get my attention. Overall, I think it's pretty cute and they can get anything that they need. We can always add more shelves later. Let's go upstairs to see the shopkeeper's apartments. There's a cute little kitchen with an island for all their baking and cooking needs. And then a little living room over here with a little lamp for their wares from downstairs. And over here, a cute little bedroom with a creepy rabbit. That's pretty much it for this interior up here. Now let's head back down and discuss what we're gonna do next. I have big plans for this zoo. The next areas, I think I'm gonna do all jungle animals first, so let's start off with the ocelot enclosure. Let's jump into the time lapse. I figured I'd make giant plushies for all these enclosures. That way you can tell from walking far away which animals are in which enclosures. So for this one, we're going to do a jungle theme. Apparently ocelots like a lot of foliage and stuff. We'll start off by cutting one down. That way no escapees. I figured instead of doing a time lapse, I'd show you some of the process for this. Alright, now that we've done that, you need a little area for some water. I think I'm going to dig that out right here, or at least start it. They're going to need some source of water to drink from, and maybe extend the stream to a little pool just over here. I added some plants like jungle trees and vines and mushrooms and stuff to make it overgrown so that they're nice and happy in their new environment. We can add a couple to start and then we'll come back and breed them for more later. There, now that this enclosure is all done and planted and they seem pretty happy, let's go on to the next project. I'm thinking to make a parrot enclosure. Maybe something that looks like a lantern with a parrot plushie on top. We'll see. Let's get to it. Let's jump into the time lapse. It took a little bit of tweaking to get this parrot just right, but I think it turned out pretty cool. I already added some of the parrots that we caught previously, the ones that were in our house. There's Taquido and Cashew, but I think we're going to need some more eventually. There he is. See, Cashew? You're so cute. I think he likes his new home. But we need some more for here and there and a few more areas just to fill it out. So let's head straight to the jungle and go catch some more. This jungle area right here is right beside Sis's place. I didn't think she'd mind if we catch some parrots here. We can start here and make our way through and catch as many as we can. Ooh, lucky, lucky. We landed right by one. I wonder if they'll eat beet seeds. Oh, I must have caught this one already. Whoops. Wow, that's really lucky. I'm glad we found him. Poor guy would have been all on his own without us. We'll put him in here for now. Ooh, there's so many over here. I see another light blue one. Oh my god, you are really hungry, aren't you? How many seeds are you gonna eat? Oh, jeez. That was a lot. Well, we caught a few. I think we'll grab this guy and then we'll head back and put what we have in the enclosure. We can always try for more later if we want to. We don't want to overcrowd anyways. Now that we're back home and in the enclosure, let's add what we found and see how they look. Him here. Put one up on this stump over here. He looks pretty cute. I think that'll do for now. Let's start right across from the parrot enclosure. I think right about here we can put another plushie or giant plushie thingy. This time we're going to do some red pandas, I think. I'm going to make this quick outline first just to get a kind of idea of the shape that I want to make. Because I'm not entirely sure. I'm going off of a picture of one of them from the mod here. I'm really hoping that I get the shapes and sizes right. If not, I can always change it later, I guess. I'm not going to bore you with all the details on this. I'm just going to finish this outline and then we can jump into a time lapse of me building the actual enclosure itself around the plushie. Alright, let's go! For this enclosure, I think we're going to do similar to the pandas. First, let's get a spruce for some podzol. We'll cut this guy down and get rid of the leaves. That way we can start fresh. Also, may as well catch all these spruce wood logs. We'll probably need them for a project later on. Let's clear up the last of these leaves. Can't leave floating leaves around. I know they'll disappear eventually too anyways, but this makes it quicker. Can't forget to put a pond here. We'll outline it with a little bit of podzol, just for some elevation difference. I can always clean this up later. I know, awkward spot for the water, but it worked. Don't judge. It seemed like the good spot or the perfect spot to put this. Okay, now let's plant quite a bit of bamboo because they seem to like that in their environment and they need something to eat. We'll add string to it just to stop some of it from growing too high. Want some variance in heights. We don't want too much plants and vegetation taking up this space, but I do want to put at least one custom bonsai looking tree in here. We need room for them to run around, but it also has to look pretty. I'm not the best at custom trees, but at least I try. That's the main thing. With practice, you always get better. One day you'll see me making custom trees with the best of them. Just you watch. Okay, let's start filling out these leaves. I kind of want to make this top look somewhat rounded off. That way it doesn't look too funny. Still a work in progress. We'll see how it turns out in the end. I'm just winging this, so don't judge me too harshly. Also, if you can hear my dog in the background, she's snoring really loud. Just so you know. Okie dokie, let's add 2 to start. There you go, my beauties. Have some food for the road. I made some lecterns and some booking quill to add in front of all the enclosures. I looked up some interesting fun facts about each animal in real life on Google. I'll add those to each enclosure and then we can go through them afterwards. Right about there, looks good. And the parrots, of course, they need one too. Okay, I think we're all done for now with the enclosures for this episode. So let's go take a little mini tour. We can read each book as we go. Let's start off with the red pandas enclosure since we're right here. We may as well. Let's just check to make sure they're still in there. Oh, I can see them sleeping off in the corner. Alright, let's get into it. The red panda's name might lead you to think that its closest relative is the giant panda, but studies show that they are more closely related to raccoons. Recent genetic research also associates them with the family Musteldeldae, which includes weasels, otters, and wolverines. That's actually kind of cool. I didn't know weasels were related to them. Or wolverines. Those are some of my favorite animals. This parrot actually looks pretty cool. I'm quite proud of what I did up there. Well, let's go check out what this one has to say. Polly wants mutton too. Many parrots are omnivores and will eat pretty much anything. Fruit, seeds, nuts, insects, and even meat. Some species, like the rainbow-colored lories and lorikeets of the South Pacific, feed almost exclusively on nectar with brush-tipped tongues. Though recently, even though these birds were seen eating meat at feeding stations in Australia. In New Zealand, native key nestor species were first observed attacking and killing sheep in 1968 and were persecuted as sheep killers until 1986, where they were granted protected status. Well, you never know if you can believe everything on Google. But if it is true, that makes me view parrots in a whole new light. That's kind of crazy if you think about it. They were sheep killers. Let's head over and check on our ocelots and make sure they're still in their enclosure and happy. I think I see both of them. Yeah, there they are in the corner. Now let's go check out what their book says. Who knows what we'll learn this time? The word ocelot comes from the Aztec word tlacelot, which means field tiger, according to the San Diego Zoo. Ocelots are also sometimes called painted leopards or dwarf leopards because of their markings and their size. However, ocelots are only distantly related to leopards. Leopards are members of the Pantherinae, roaring cat subfamily, and ocelots are in the felinae, small cat subfamily. So my guess is because they're in the small cats, they're more closely related to our kitties that we have at home, which is kind of cool if you think about it. Before we head out, I'd like to talk about our next projects. They're going to be back over here, this way. I was thinking about doing a marine area now that we've got our pandas and our jungle animals all settled in. Our parrots over here, of course. But over here I was thinking of starting the marine area. I'll just have to clear some trees and stuff. Anyways, if you like this video, please like and subscribe and share with your friends. It would really help me out a lot. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Toodaloo. See you next time.